Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Derp Your Hooves. So today we're flying the F-35B in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and I'm going to show you how to send up a key binding for the very short takeoff and landing button so that you don't have to use your mouse to go ahead and push that button every single time. So you want to go to Control Options, and you want to find whatever device you have plugged into your PC, and you want to modify it. So for us, we're looking at the WinWing Orion Throttle Base 2. So that's what we're picking, and it has a big question mark because I ordered this thing from China, and it's a really great throttle quadrant, and it's a really great stick, but it doesn't have a product image, and that doesn't bother me. So we want to look here, and we want to make sure that, again, we've selected the item that we're going to assign a key to, and I have assigned. So I've already assigned the button. And what it's going to be is it's going to be tail hook handle for the F-35. And I know you might say, but we're not, it's not a Tomcat or it's not a Navy plane that lands on a carrier that has a tail hook, but that's the button that you want to assign. And I'm not going to use the external camera to show you exactly which button I use. You pick whatever push-press button toggle switch on your device that makes you happy. So let's just go ahead and give you a walkthrough on it really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it, and I'm going to clear it, and I'm going to validate it. That's just me deleting it. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm you, and I never set a key binding, so what would I do? So I'd go here to search by name, and I would type in tail, and it's going to say toggle tail hook handle. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to click right here, and it says press any key or combination. I'm going to hit start scanning, and then I'm going to push the button that I want, and it's going to say, hey, joystick button 85. Well, that's what this one button that is called, and I have to remember what button it is on my throttle, and I hit validate. And then it's set. And see, I push the button, and it lights up there, joystick button 85. And then I make sure I hit apply and save down here. Apply and save. And I say go back. And hey, we're still not in full screen mode. So now we're in full screen mode. Alrighty. Now, we're going to go back to the main screen. And we're going to go to the world map, and we're going to pick a place to take off from. So let's go to my favorite place. Let's go to the old George Air Force Base, KVCV. Let's type it in right, KVCV. We're going to take off and land from there. And let's go ahead and hit fly. And I'm going to pause the video for the loading screen and join you back when the plane's on the runway. Okie dokie. So here we are, and now we're in the cockpit of the F-35, and hopefully I'm not shouting too much to shout over the sounds of the aircraft. And it's loaded in by default, and right now we don't have any weapons. We're just going to focus totally on this guy. So here's the button that you would push with the mouse if you're a PC user. If you're an Xbox user, I'm sorry, Xbox users, but until someone wants to buy me an Xbox, I can't make Xbox videos. So when you push this button, you go into the short takeoff and vertical landing mode, right? And then your F-35B looks like this, or something like this. And then if I have a key binding set to it, I'd push the key binding, and it goes back to normal airplane flight mode, right? So that's me pushing the button on my throttle. So again, here we are, and we're staring at the instrument panel for the F-35, which is really cool. Looks like a giant computer screen, because that's what it is. And instead of using the mouse, we're going to use our key binding. So I'm going to go ahead and push the button, and you're going to see right there, it goes in the short takeoff and landing mode. And you'd say, well, how do you know? Well, because you can see that this little icon pops up right here, and then you get your down arrows here. Now, there's other questions about this mode, like if I'm going too fast, it doesn't work. If I have enough fuel, does it work? To be honest with you, yeah, it only works at certain speeds. I guess Indiafoxtecho tried to have some level of realism for this aircraft. So, you know, sometimes if you're going too fast, you push the button and everything shows up, but it doesn't go into the mode. So, again, let's look at it from the outside, just so you can see. And I'm going to push the button. Whatever button I bound it, 18 or something, right? On my throttle quadrant. Normal mode. Short takeoff and vertical landing mode. Oh, and look at that, I left the live player names on. But hey. And then so we have our F-35B, our Derpy Bolts F-35B, which is all ready to take off. And that's ready to take off in regular mode, so we're going to go back to short takeoff and landing mode. And we're going to release our parking brake. And we're going to take off in this. And so, unlike the Harrier jump jet, which is one of the aircraft in real life that the F-35 replaced. See, there we are, all hovering like a Harrier. And the key binding for my gears, so I don't have to have my gears out because I'm not landing. And focusing on my airspeed like a pilot would, so that I don't go crashing into the ground. So there we are, we're in short takeoff and landing mode. And, well, what did I say? Oh yeah, the F-35B. So, the plane that pretty much replaced the Harrier. Such is the future, such is the progression of time. So, there you go. That's how you put it in short takeoff and landing mode. And if you're saying, well, hey, I'm hovering here and I just don't want to hover anymore because it takes up so much fuel to sit here and hover, because it does. It's going to take up a lot of your fuel to sit here and hover, almost like you're in afterburner mode. And that's because that's just how it works, and I guess that's how it works in real life. And if you don't believe me, well, okay, I'll say go make friends with someone who flies the F-35B in some branch of some, you know, military, and ask them. And if they can tell you, they'll tell you. And if they can't, they'll say, hey, you know what, let's go get a burger. So, anyhow, F-35B, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and see it saying check gear because, you know, my airspeed's dropping. So that's how you bind the key to it. I think it's pretty simple. And we're just going to go back into normal flight mode. And it's going to make all these noises, and it's going to tilt to one side as it kicks in. See? Tilts to one side. I think there's an update for that. So we've got to download the latest update of this. And we'll put it in Afterburner. And there we go. In regular mode. So, as always, everybody, thank you for watching Derp Your Hooves. Oh, let's talk to her first.
Victorville Tower, Derp Y Delta Echo Romeo Papa, minus Yankee frequency change.
Before we were so rudely interrupted by the AI that didn't know that we were making a video, I wanted to say, if you find my videos funny, informative, helpful, or even if you're like, I hate this pony guy and his horrible videos, well, that's cool too, because even that person can feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Derp Your Hooves. And again, to all my subscribers, love you guys. You're one of the reasons the channel's still around. Look at that sonic boom. So, thank you for watching Derp Your Hooves, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the skies.